each other? How do you feel about each other? Are you proud of your communities? Would you send the guy next to you to the U.S. Senate?
A real man of the people.
You don't feel good about
Jesus, what an act. Can't they see through this guy?
I'm mixed up. You both acted like you were friends this morning.
Guys like Stillson, you gotta walk a thin line. You can't get too close, because if they lose, they'll drag you down with them. On the other hand, if he wins, and this turkey just might, you gotta make sure you thought it was a good friend. You know what I mean, Jack?
They're not working. There's unemployment everywhere. Well, I've come down here today with a job for every one of you. I've come here today with a challenge for all of you. I'm challenging you right here and now to join me, to join a growing army of volunteer workers on my campaign. Let's send Greg Stillson to the United States Senate and mediocrity to hell!
What can I do for you boys?
You work late, Mr. Brenner. That's very admirable.
I'm Greg Stillson.
I know who you are, Mr. Stillson. Now take your paid gorilla and get out of my office.
My friend Sonny doesn't want to see anybody get hurt, but we got a little problem here.
Get to the point, Mr. Stillson.
Well, as you know, I'm damn near even in the polls. See, I'm catching on. The people got a need for me. I'm gonna win. I'm gonna win big. And I'll tell you something else. I have had a vision that I am going to be president of the United States someday. And I have accepted that responsibility. And nobody, I mean nobody, is gonna stop me. Now, you can just imagine how I felt when one of my loyal staff people brought me your editorial that's going to hit the streets tomorrow. You don't seem to like me, Brenner, but that's okay, because I don't like you either.
How did you get that?
Well, like you, Brenner, I'm not at liberty to reveal my sources.
Well, it doesn't make any difference. Because you're right, that editorial is going to hit the streets tomorrow morning.
Not if we can make a deal.
What the hell are you talking about?
I'm talking about you staying out of the campaign business and me staying out of the publishing business. Show him what we got to publish, Sonny.
That's your best shot.
I got lots of loyal people on my side, Brenner. That young lady in the photographs with you is one of them. Now, I've never met Mrs. Brenner, but I'm damn near sure that ain't her. What do you think, Sonny?
Mrs. Brenner? Doesn't look like her.
You son of a bitch, you set me up.
You called son of a bitch.
No, it's all right, Sonny. Let's give Mr. Brenner a chance to think about his wife and kids and his position in the community.
What if I don't make a deal, Stillson?
You'll make a deal. Otherwise, I'll have my friend Sonny take your goddamn head off.
Good idea.
You see, Sonny, I told you he was a reasonable man.
Hey, he's a nice man. I like your wife, too.
Prophet, said I, thing of evil, prophet still if bird or devil. By that heaven that bends above us, by that God we both adore. Tell this soul, with sorrow laden if, within the distant Aden, it shall clasp a sainted maiden whom the angels name Lenore.
Chris, skip to the part where he talks about Will I ever see her again?
Eagerly I wished the morrow, vainly I had sought to borrow from my books surcease of sorrow, sorrow for the lost Lenore, for the rare and radiant maiden whom the angels name Lenore, nameless here forevermore.
Stop. I'll be right back.
Good afternoon, sir. We're out in your neighborhood today talking to people about Greg Stilson. You're familiar with our candidate, aren't you?
What do you think?
Yeah, right. But are you aware of what Greg Stilson stands for? Well, Greg Stilson is mounting the most successful third-party movement the state has ever seen. Stilson represents both the poor and the well-off, the young and the old.
Could you come back? I have a student.
Oh, sure, I know you're busy. Can I leave you some literature, though?
Sure.
Honey, can you bring some of those brochures?
Hello, Johnny.
Hi.
Is this where you're living now?
Yeah, I'm back to teaching.
This is my husband, Walt.
Nice to meet you finally, John. I've heard Sarah talk about you so often.
Hey, come on back, Johnny. It's no fun reading myself.
Chris, Walt, and Sarah.
Hi.
We'll let you get back to work. We got a lot of ground to cover ourselves. Go ahead. Nice to meet you. Don't forget who to vote for on election day.
Bye.
Who is that? Hey, you okay? Why are you crying, Johnny? Johnny? What's the matter?
Nothing.
My ride's here.
I'm going with you. I gotta talk to you.
Hi, Johnny.
What is this? What are you doing?
Pretty good stuff, huh? I organized a hockey team for Chris and some of his friends, huh, Chris? We have our first practice this afternoon. You are looking at the coach.
Call it off.
Take that stuff in the garage, okay?
There's gonna be an accident. Call it off.
Call it off. What for? Chris has been looking forward to this all week, huh? He's really coming out of his shell, John.
Wait. I gotta talk to you.
Have a little nourishment, and then we'll hit the ice.
No, listen to me. Call it off. There's gonna be an accident. Call it off.
Ridiculous. We always get on that pond until March. What the hell is the matter with you?
You want to kill your own son?
I'm scared, Dad.
For Christ's sake, John. Don't be scared. Just go eat your cookies.
Don't you know who I am?
Of course I know who you are. You think I'd have you come into my son's life without checking you out? But I hired you for your abilities as a teacher, not as a fortune teller. Now, don't give me any argument.
The ice is gonna break!